Hi guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the Eden podcast with myself and Jake. Today we've got a guest with us, our very first guest, and she is Sam Egan. Now Sam is a personal trainer and competed in a variety of shows in the bodybuilding world.
Not cabaret.
Okay, yeah, definitely not cabaret shows. And is currently doing very well as a personal trainer, very successful, gets incredible results, predominantly with women. Am I right?
I'm quite lucky. I've got a bit of a mix, you know.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is currently maybe, I probably shouldn't say this. Nah, I'm going to say it. You're going to have to do it. Getting into powerlifting. So,
Ooh.
Sam, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so as Connor said, I am a coach. I work at the Warehouse Gym in Hindley. Predominantly one-to-one, but I do online coaching as well. But my love is face-to-face coaching. As you said, I've done shows before. So I have
We need to stop saying shows.
I have competed before in bodybuilding, but I did the bikini category, which is the least muscular of all the categories. Being a natural athlete, that was in 2015. I did my first show, won that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Just put that in.
Did you bring your medal?
No, oh crap, I had a trophy and everything. And then I went on to do the British finals, didn't place in that one, and then the year after did another qualifier, got through to the British finals again, and then my body was just saying no, it was time for a break.
Yeah.
So then I
Is that
pursued...
dietary wise or pain wise or
you'll know yourself if you've dieted for a long time.
just
Just
wear and tear of that?
fatigue, and then I just wanted to grow, which I've done a decent job of.
Very good job of.
I'm packing a little bit, a bit more fat than I'd like at the minute, but as we'll come on to, I'm going to get into do some powerlifting, so
Cool.
lifting some big ass weights.
Damn right.
So that's pretty much
Something
me.
you're a big fan of, Connor?
Yeah,
Lifting big ass
I
weights.
enjoy that.
he's good at that.
Yeah, every now and then. I'll tell you what, let's start there then. So, in terms of like your bikini competitor background, I think it's probably good to talk a little bit about that because we'll have a lot of listeners who just kind of train a little bit, but we will have listeners who might be looking to get into that.
Yeah.
It'd probably be nice to talk about the realities of it, whether it is feasible to do, whether you actually recommend it. I don't know.
I think as well, like a good thing to talk about would be a lot of aspects we can pull out of that. Like even though you might not be looking to go all in and actually get on stage, there's plenty of aspects that you can pull out of it.
Yeah.
So it'd be
I
good
think
to get
the
into
main
it.
thing you need to realise, my view is it's an extreme sport. Okay, so you're going to push your body to a point where it doesn't want to go. There's a difference between getting lean and getting stage lean.
Yeah.
You also have to have a degree of muscle mass to start with as well. So a lot of people think that, okay, I can just train for 6 months and then decide I'm going to be a competitor. Whereas I was training for 4 or 5 years previous to me deciding. Because I'd always loved training anyway. It was just, for me, the next step.
Yeah.
So
And
you
I
think
wanted
that
to push
people
myself.
don't really understand the commitment before
Yeah,
they go
the
into
commitment.
it, sort of thing.
You have to want that more than you want anything else going on in your life.
I suppose it makes sense. It's not like, if you're looking for a promotion in your job, all you need to do is perform better when you're at work.
Yeah.
Something like this, it's your eating
It's
habits, your sleeping habits,
24/7,
it's getting up early.
everything.
It's all those things.
Yeah. There's a lot of relatable things to it, to what you would need to do for body composition, times 100.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything is pinpointed, so it needs to be 24/7. You can't go out on a night out and have a few babies and think, right, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll pull my calories back. Everything has to be nailed down.
Yeah.
It's important to talk about that because especially as like coaches, and let's say we are working with Gen Pop, we talk about it so often, like, do you enjoy that meal here and there with your family?
Yeah.
That's just the regular sort of
That's
person.
aligning your goals, right?
Yeah.
Unless someone came to me and was like, I want to compete, this is the reason why, this is what I've done before. No.
Yeah.
Some of the people that I've got doing photo shoots at the minute, I've wanted them to do the photo shoot as a first experience or a little inkling
Like an introduction type
to
thing.
what
yeah,
it's going to be like to compete, because
Yeah.
they want to compete, but it's like, okay, well, let's do this first.
Yeah.
How was that? Oh, it was really fucking hard. Okay, let's not compete then. Okay.
Yeah. I know
And some
you,
people
you've
wanna
mentioned
do
stuff
it.
like that to me as well, haven't you? Me being the complete novice gym-wise,
Yeah.
trained on and off here and there throughout the years, but I know you've mentioned it to me recently about
Yeah.
potentially doing a photo shoot in the future, and
Yeah.
because I know that side of it, I know
Yeah.
it's not just, you work hard, it's like,
Yeah.
no, you're going to change your life for 3
And
months, your
people just
lifestyle.
see the things on social media,
Yeah.
the sparkly
That's
bikinis.
it, they see the end bit.
And yes, it looks good, but then obviously you've got all the realities and the darker, the mental side that goes with it as well. Things that I've suffered with before in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very important to acknowledge that, because, like, say, if you're on Instagram and everyone looks perfect and all these people competing bikinis, even if it's on like the male side of things where everyone's in board shorts and looking jacked and shredded, what people aren't realising is that the majority of the time, when they look like that, they are miserable.
Yeah.
No doubt about it, and they're fatigued and tired.
Yeah, and there'll be ones that tell you they're not as well. There's plenty that tell you that they're not miserable.
But as soon as they come off stage, they want to have a donut.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you loved it that much,
Exactly,
you won't be thinking
There's
about the
always
stuff that you didn't have.
post-show image
Absolutely.
of them smashing a Domino's or whatever.
Yeah. I remember, like, the last 2 years I've done a photo shoot each year, and I felt I pushed very damn hard to get lean for it, and I was not stage lean.
Yeah.
At all. So like that, the reality of getting stage lean and getting your glutes shredded and all that sort of stuff
It's hard.
is ridiculous.
You have to be mentally in a position to start that as well. So we'll have people that come to us for coaching, and mentally they need support already.
Right.
You need to be mentally nailed to enter a prep. So you kind of have to go through that phase of, yes, getting your body in a good place to start prep, but also getting your mind ready.
I suppose as a PT, it's kind of, you're managing their expectations, aren't you?
Massively.
They're going to come to you and be like, I want to look like this by the end of this year, and you've got to be like, well, let's sort your head out first before we work on your body. Yeah. Makes sense.
So going from like the bikini aspect and dealing with the stresses of that and realising it's probably not for you, how have you found coming out of that? Like, has it changed you mentally, maybe change your goals?
Yeah, so I always knew that I wanted more muscle mass. That was always the goal. The thing for me, as you get into prep, you get what's called prep head. So even though you always say, okay, I'm gonna do it for this long, and then I'm gonna be fine after it, once you're actually living that life, you're like, I want to stay like this.
Yeah.
So it's hard then to then be like, right, okay, I know that I'm gonna gain a few pounds, to gain muscle. So that's mentally tough. But then the longer time you spend in the muscle gaining phase, then it's hard again to switch the flip the switch.
You kid yourself as well. You forget how hard it was at the time. So you might have been, especially those last 3-4 weeks, you might have been like, you know, really pulling your hair out. And then in a month's time, you're like, oh, I wish I looked like I did a month ago.
And when I was doing it, I was doing car rental at the time, so it was stress free.
Yeah.
My routine was 9 to 5. I could eat at every 3 hours. Flip that on its head. I was doing personal training, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, not getting home till 10. Back to back clients. It's totally different. And then my goals went from everything about me. So now my goal is everyone else.
Yeah.
So, which is how it should be.
Trying to eat a tin of tuna in between clients and things like that.
And on top of that, like, not even like the hunger within the working day. Like, if you're knackered and you've got prep head and you're trying to give your all to a client, because you know what it is, that one-to-one session, you're like, that can change the day.
I wouldn't do
entirely,
it
so.
because I want to give the best service to that client in that time. And we know when we've been tired and a little bit hungry, sometimes it's like, okay, she's got 10 minutes left and then I can eat.
Yeah.
I don't really like that.
Yeah.
I refuse to be like that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse when you're trying to rush a client out the door, because it's not what you want ultimately for them, is it?
Yeah.
So,
I've got a conscience, I feel bad.
yeah. So, like, going from all that then, now you're in this sort of...
The other side of the spectrum.
Other side, you're deep into muscle gain,
Yeah.
where now you're probably not really thinking about getting lean. You've built a damn good level of strength. Now you're going to work with that.
Yeah.
How are you finding that? Compare.
Again, tough. So I've always trained for strength, always, even in the bikini days. My first coach was trained by this coach, but my second coach, I went to my First coach is coach. Not me, it's confusing.
I'll work that out later.
So my second coach was Jordan Peters. So his style of training was very much.
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, he's cool. Good as well. So his style was low volume, high intensity, train to failure. So I've always pretty much trained like that. Right. So I'm always used to pushing.
I love that style.
Love that style. Anything other than that style I struggle with.
Right.
So for me, I was like, right, powerlifting, lift big weights, start powerlifting 50% max.
Speed.
Oh,
like,
what is this RPE scale?
Yeah.
What is 7 RPE? I got to stop when I've got 3 reps left. No. Yeah. So that was tough. So then I had to pull back on intensity. But then I got to a point where it was like, okay, 85% 1 rep max. Okay, it's getting hard now.
Yeah.
And that's the shit that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Really pushing. But then you've got to understand that not everyone can go there.
Yeah. And not everybody wants to go there.
Not everyone wants to go there.
Even if that is their goal. Sometimes they just, there's a lot of different goals out there. And like you said, that'd be the first thing you do with a client would be to assess that and manage it.
Yeah.
Maybe they do say that is the goal, but when you look behind the curtain, you actually find that they have just seen that Instagram picture or they have just thought of it last week, you know what I mean? Whereas you had that real hunger, and those thoughts.
Obviously the contrast with bodybuilding is if you're having an off day, yes, you can pull back a bit, but with powerlifting, you're going in the gym and you got to hit them numbers no matter what.
Yeah.
So you had a shit sleep the night before, you got 85% to do, you got to do it.
I think it's the numbers that turns me off that style of training.
Yeah.
If I had to put something on it, I would say it's the numbers that do it for me.
The thing is, it's mentally stressful as well, though, in terms of powerlifting and numbers, because theoretically, every session you go into, whether it's 80%, 85%, you should be able to hit the numbers.
It's great for goal setting.
Yeah.
If your programming's right.
If the programming's right, you should do. So when you're having that off day and you're struggling to hit the numbers,
it's like, oh my god, totally. And I've had that already. I'm only in my first strength block, and I'm already like, oh shit,
questioning everything.
Yeah, it's good though. It's good to learn. Like I always seek to continually learn and try new things. If you don't like it, so what? What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, and that's what we're saying about. We said at the beginning, pulling aspects out of it. So things like that, you can put that in any part of your life. If you, like I said originally for yourself, if you're a 9-to-5er, or there's so many things that you can take out of that experience, and it's probably good for everybody to experience something like that at some point, whether it's powerlifting, muscle gain, or even just if you've never been in the gym
and
before.
And if you can tell when you see a client if someone needs that more. Like some people are just not happy to come in the gym and just train.
Yeah.
And it takes away from that body composition goal as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good point, because you get these average people who come in, and you can take aspects of what you've done in the past for your own training and filter it into them, right? So if you have got people who do really want to look good, well, you kind of know how to do that.
Yeah.
But if you have got a female client who just really wants to get strong because they like the way it makes them feel, well, now I know how to do that as well. I had a client, Sarah, who was obsessed with getting a strong deadlift, but she was such a regular person, didn't care about fat loss, came for the mental aspect of it and wanted to feel strong.
And people can surprise you, because you'll get someone in front of you and you'll do your client assessment, okay, it's going to be regular. And then they'll get in the gym and you're like, shit, this person's got so much potential, and that's what excites me. It's like, right, okay, you can't see this, I can. I'm going to take you somewhere where you don't think you can go.
Yeah.
That's cool for me. I like that.
Do you find that you get any clients who come in, and especially around the whole weight training aspect and powerlifting, getting strong, do you reckon there's any stigma around that from what you've experienced? So let's say you have that client assessment.
Definitely. And people, even though I'll tell them over and over again, you'll still get them to come to me and they'll be like, but I'm going to lose weight doing this, aren't I?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So I'm doing this weight training, but I'm going to lose weight, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm like, I did your measurements last week and it's all coming down. And then they'll come in and I'll like, okay, we're going to put the weights up. But I'm not going to get big, am I? It's just that positive reinforcement. And then they start seeing the results.
Yeah.
And then
that's the thing you hear a lot.
You have to get the buy-in with some people.
The worry that they're going to get big.
And it's not surprising with all the bullshit people see day in, day out, and it still happens because people want to make money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you've been trying to get big since we was 12? Perfect example.
He was asking me, so what do you do to get big?
Right, so if I just bench press it's that. It's
me,
not that easy, is it?
I won't say I grow quick. I'm quite lucky genetic wise. If you see me and my brother, we grow quick. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't take much for me to put on muscle.
Yeah.
The thing I struggle with is getting lean.
I think, genetics does play a part, and I don't think that gets talked about a lot, really.
No, it does massively play a part. Yeah. Whereas, yes, you can't... If you've got shit genetics, you can still get amazing results. But we all have genetic ceilings.
Yeah, I mean...
You just can't use that as a
Maybe
excuse.
we'll dig out some old photos, but I've been friends with Connor since we was 12, and this guy was very, very skinny for a long time.
I was 10 stone.
Yeah.
Through.
And
so for you, your progress, what you've made is amazing for yourself.
And let's say we're talking genetics, at those age groups, I guarantee if we'd have both at 3,000 calories a day, he would have still been 10 stone, and I would have been 23 stone, so,
yeah, for sure.
Little insight there.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's important to maybe realise what your genetics are dependent on goal. So if you're like this young guy and you want to be Ronnie Coleman, well, the realities are you're probably not going to be on that level. Yeah. So maybe like where you're doing them client assessments, having people in line with what their actual goal is and what it can be, and that's really important.
But on the flip side of that, you're never going to know what genetic potential is until you take yourself to your genetic potential.
That's true, yeah, and that's what you're saying there.
So that's where the hard work comes
people
in.
might sign up because they want to lose weight, and then you see that potential, you see that they're lifting more than their average body weight.
So it works both ways. You got to put the hard work in first to realise where your gifts, shall we say, lie.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because going back to when you was on about like people training for 6 months and then wanting to compete, like people aren't training long enough to realise potential. They're not training long enough to realise anything.
Yeah.
It's like everything's so rushed.
Yeah.
Like, especially like you said, where it's on everyone on Instagram looks amazing. Like, well, I want to look like that in 6 months. Well, this guy's been training 10
They
years.
say they look amazing. Whether or not using recent pictures is another story.
You know what?
And angles.
Angles.
Yeah.
I know, got that camera. Downward angle.
Angles can shave off.
There's no hiding this chin.
I'm worried you're angling me here. This is a problem.
Coming back to the stigmas as well. So when I first started personal training, there was almost with me the side that, okay, I need to stay lean, because people look at personal trainers and think, yes, there's an aspect you should know what you're doing and you should be in shape, but you don't have to be stage lean to be a good coach. I got the busiest when I went into my off season because of how much I changed.
That's interesting.
And then people looked up to me like that. So now I get more people coming to me wanting to change body shape, as opposed to, I just want to get shredded kind of thing.
That's such a good point. Like, when I was getting lean for my photo shoot, I'd have clients and like potential clients being like, God, you're looking a bit skinny here, you're looking a bit... and then you start like bulking back up and they go, there you are, I like this better. And I'm actually, I can relate better now.
And you know, your clients are going to think that, because like we said before, no matter how much you try and how good of a PT you are, your energy levels are going to be depleted. You just cannot be given... I remember when you was doing that photo shoot and, it got a little... We've never fallen out, since we was 12 years old, and we got close then, right? Because you was a snappy guy. You was a snappy guy.
90% of clients require patience.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you've not got patience...
And when you are working 12, 14 hour days and doing 7 plus hours of cardio a week.
Yeah. It's understandable. That's the thing. It's not,
Definitely.
It is understandable, but, if that's your goals, it's kind of out of your control. You just got to grin and bear it, haven't you?
Yeah, so it's like you said, when you're talking about that stigma, I'd say don't be worried about what may happen to your body, because like through weight training, through fitness, you can only improve. Unless you get like massively injured, that's going to be the only negative that weight training can involve.
There's definitely no negative side effects from weight training.
And there's not many things you can say.
No.
Like, that include that.
Yeah.
Everything's a positive, it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And I think
obviously there's different styles of weight training and they might not suit everyone, but weights in some form is going to benefit every single person.
Yeah. I think those that say that it doesn't, or they're just purely saying that from a lack of education, probably.
Definitely.
Or they've done it off their own back.
Or they've just not given it long enough.
Yeah.
For the results that they wanted to
maybe they picked up an injury because they're not doing it properly from the start, and then
always get a PT when you're starting out.
I'm right.
Yeah, we touched on that in the last podcast, didn't we? It's massively important for a variety of reasons.
Even when I first started training, straight away went to a PT. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are surprised that PTs also have coaches. I remember when you first started PT and obviously working alongside a coach, I remember being quite surprised at that.
Massively.
But that kind of just tells
Look
you the
at the
value.
top people in any game, any sport. You wouldn't get a rugby team coaching themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Even though they know what they're doing. Or the top bodybuilders.
Yeah.
They're not going to coach themselves. You always need that second pair of eyes.
And you're improving your own knowledge base as well by doing that massively.
That's all it is, because like, whether people like to admit it or not, when you do work with other coaches, you take aspects of the coaching with you, and like the knowledge and how they apply it. It just makes you better as well. But we can't do that with everything in life. It's just another form of education.
As a coach, when you do your level 3, you'll know you don't learn anything.
Fuck off.
So you've got to be prepared to pay a few £100, go on your courses, and experience with clients.
And
definitely.
you know what, maybe it's our style of learning. Maybe we all prefer to learn like that. But I was in the chefing game, and that was the same in college. I couldn't tell you one thing that I learned in college.
Yeah.
Not one. It's
most
YouTube,
people learn by doing.
Yeah.
So
100%.
referring it back to clients, you're only going to learn by doing.
Yeah.
So you need to get in there with a coach.
Yeah, it's good to know as well how different people learn. I think you can use that to your benefit massively. Like I know I'm a visual learner, so if somebody's going to lecture to me or tell me to read a book, I'm probably not going to learn that way. If they stand in front of me and show me that, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to pick it up like that.
True.
And it's it's a good thing for a coach to have as well to understand how their clients learn.
Yeah, sometimes you can show a client, let's say you're showing them a squat, and you get under the bar and you're talking through it, and they like that, because it's like they'll see your pattern and then they'll move in that pattern. But for other people, you've got to get them under the bar.
Yeah.
And they need to experience it immediately and then talk them through it. So it's just different aspects of coaching, isn't it? And different forms of learning. But yeah, I mean, like, on top of that, we always talk about it when it comes to like bodybuilding, powerlifting, like coaching clients. I think one thing that's predominantly talked about that we have done now as well is like that look as well. So like you're doing bikini, it's all about your look. Powerlifting is obviously not all about your look, but it's the end result, right? And I think the biggest aspect coming from a point of there's only positives from weight training is, for one, the confidence it builds, the mental strength that it builds, and especially for female is the empowerment side of things. Like, especially working with so many females myself, like when they've been in the gym for that 3-6+ months, they're different people.
Massively.
For the better.
Before I discovered weight training, I was, to an extent now, because I like having my own space, but a massive, massive introvert. I would never have been able to sit here and do this. Public speaking, for me, was like, no way.
Yeah, you was just like that as well, weren't you?
Oh, just like that.
And 100% weight training and going in and putting myself in positions, like with the bodybuilding, getting up on stage in front of 200 people in a bikini, getting out of your comfort zone has massively helped me. So I'm in a position now where people come to me, including men, which I think is good as a female trainer,
That's amazing.
wanting for me to help them achieve their goals. So from an empowerment point of view, from where I first started to now, massively. And I can say weight training is a massive thing for
the guys who may have laughed at you when you was in the free weight section and now asking for your advice. And, that can't help but feel good, surely.
And there's so many social stigmas as well to females and weight training, but it's changing. So one of the reasons or one of the benefits I saw from the strength workshop that I did recently was the ratio of men to women. There was actually more women that came on it. And it was marketed as a strength workshop with a top power lifter, and more women came to that workshop than men. And that wasn't me saying, right, we're going to aim it at women, because they didn't. I just put it out there and more women came to it. So it is changing, but the stigma is still there, definitely.
Absolutely.
So it's up to us to change.
It is. And to be fair, like, if you've marketed that as a strength workshop, and people have seen you marketing that, you're already changing that. Because you're getting all them women, that's like, you clearly give off that vibe. So that's sick as it is.
Really
and I'm not saying that, yes, you have to look a certain way to say you're a strong female, but just going into somewhere that's known as a male dominant environment, you're always going to walk out feeling better.
Absolutely.
Like I said, it's putting yourself in difficult places. That's what it is.
No one's going to do that for you. It's always going to come from you. You have to make that decision to make yourself feel better. But once you've done it, you won't stop. You keep going back for more. It's like a drug.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, like, even if you work with, like, I don't know, let's say it's a woman in a high pressure job, and they start weight training, and suddenly they're working better, and they're working harder, and they're more confident.
I've had that before.
Yeah.
She came to me, I won't say who it is, a former client, and she was in a sales role. She was not performing in a job. I'm going to say it's directly correlated. But honestly, 12 weeks in, she was like, I'm performing better, I'm less stressed, I'm sleeping better, which will have a knock-on effect, more confidence, and her work rate went up.
I think you can say that. You can take credit for that. That's not a coincidence.
It
that
was
is a direct
physical
correlation.
change.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Weight training definitely makes you more money.
From a personal perspective, I'm not saying I break up marriages, but again, a former client came to me. She was in an unhappy place. She had
I was wondering where he was going with this. That's
very little self-confidence. She started training, body started changing, she felt great, she started going out more with her friends. She was in a not a good relationship. She turned around to me one day, I've left him.
Wow.
I was like, yes, go girl. She's now married, happily married. She's obviously continuing on her goals on herself because she feels like she can do that.
Yeah.
And now she's well happy. Directly correlated to taking that step. And
that's cool. And that's kind of what we wanted to touch on as well, talking about the mental wins as well. You know, you've got all these physical wins that you can see with your own eyes, but the mental wins are, you know, they're what keep you getting up in the morning.
Even more so, definitely.
The mental wins are better. They're a better result.
The mental wins will always be there, whereas the physical wins won't.
Yeah, and it's a shame the mental ones don't get the credit. And the reason is because you can't quantify them, you can't see them. But, you know, when you start feeling them, you'll know why they're more important, definitely.
Yeah. As a coach as well, like, obviously you'll see results on social media because results don't lie, and people want to see the visual results, but 90% of clients that come in all benefit from the mental side, and for every 2 people that get the physical results, there's always going to be 3-4 people that are just there because it's kind of like a psychology.
And even
session.
if we talk about some of the bad sides of it being that, you know, you are genuinely hungry, you're tired, you may be a little bit more miserable, even those get turned around afterwards because you've put yourself through that. But in the grand
scheme of things, yes, you're hungry. You've not been hungry for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's it.
You're not going to die.
You
if
live in
anything,
England,
you'll just become mentally stronger for making the choice.
And the discipline that you gain from doing that is...
I had a client and she was doing a photo shoot prep, but she came to me, she needed to gain weight for this photo shoot, so we put her on about 3,000 calories.
Right.
On the last week, I reduced her calories by about 700. She was like, Sam, I'm hungry. I was like, you've got a day to go, you'll be fine, you'll live.
No, I think people get those macro envies, don't they?
Yeah.
When you're at different, like they'll be dieting on 2,300. I'm dieting on 1,400, thinking
it's all relative.
It's
all relative.
You go the other way when you're like so far into, like, I want to say in quotation marks, a bulk, and you're eating so much food that eating so much food is a pain in the arse.
See, I've never had that though.
God almighty.
I've had some funny conversations with you where you're eating cereal at like 11:45 at night or whatever, trying to get those carbs in.
I once did such a brilliant reverse. I did like 12 weeks pushing. I was hitting nearly 1,000 carbs a day. I couldn't put on weight to save my life. I was thinking, I can't eat any more food, man.
I've never had the appetite issue, anyway.
Yeah, I do have the appetite issue. I've never been a big eater, so for me to shovel that down my neck, it's hard work, but... Yeah.
Maybe that's why I gained muscle, because I've always eaten a lot.
Maybe I need 1,001 carbs to gain muscle.
That's the secret.
Right, so we might as well wrap it up there. I feel like we've got some damn good information and insight, especially into like the whole coaching process for clientele and why you should probably be a client of a personal trainer or Sam.
More specifically.
Connor.
But Sam, I know you mentioned that you did a strength workshop. You got any more coming up?
We're going to run that again next year, the same one. So we had a couple of clients who couldn't come, but it's also available for non-clients as well. So we'll be promoting that on Instagram and Facebook towards the time, so definitely next year, that one. I do want to do some female only ones as well, which will be promoted on there when the time comes. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, mine is SME_fit, and you'll be able to see any updates that I've got coming up for stuff like that.
Definitely give her a follow. Got great content, a great coach. And if you are looking to work with someone at the moment, Sam will be a great choice. But from us, we'll leave it at that. If you want to follow us on social, don't miss it. EdenGym_official on Instagram, at Conor Lannon, at Jake10EdenGym. And if you want to see this on YouTube, subscribe on there, the Eden Podcast. If you want to have a little bit of a laugh looking at our stupid ass faces. But for now, follow us on Spotify or iTunes, and we will see you in the next episode.
Tell your friends.